Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D. I'm about to react to a video by Coffee City. It's titled Nicki Minaj randomly attacks Don Lemon. Okay, y'all queen is back at it with her nonsense. Sure. Let's see what's going on and what she does now. Let's watch.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Coffee City. Nicki Minaj is at it again, okay? Just randomly attacking people, but yet she and her fans get so upset when people do the same to them, okay? So Don Lemon covered an incident in a Minnesota church. Let's get into it. Over the weekend, anti-ICE protesters disrupted a Sunday service at a church in St. Paul to protest what they believe was a pastor with ties to immigration and custom enforcement, aka ICE. Now, Don Lemon, he was there. He was live streaming and interviewing participants and the church leaders because he should. That's his job. He's a journalist. Okay, let's get into this clip.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street and you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And if you remember what the Civil Rights Movement was about, the Civil Rights Movement was about these very kinds of protests. There's nothing in the Constitution that tells you what time you can protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt, to make uncomfortable. And that's what they're doing. And that's what I believe when I say everyone has to be willing to sacrifice something. You have to make people uncomfortable.
Where's the lie? So this is what she has an issue with? Says a lot.
These kinds. If you see how uncomfortable people uncomfortably think of it.
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But their opponents will...
I have to take care of my flock.
Listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me though.
We're here to worship Jesus. That's why we're here. Okay, that's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding and
we're about
love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a
no
Christian?
one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I ask that you actually would also leave this world.
You don't want us to...
Unless you're here to worship. Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So that's what he had to say. Now, Nicki Minaj felt a way about this, and she decided to respond to Don on X, calling him names and saying he should be locked up. And how disgusting he is.
For doing his job?
Don blank sucking lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that.
You know what? She's disgusting herself because I just found out not too long ago that Don Lemon is gay. Mind you, I don't know much about this man, all right? I've seen him in passing. I don't keep up with him whatsoever, so I didn't know. But I was watching a vid, and I feel like it came up. People was like, girl, he's gay. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Anyway, but her calling him Don Cock-Sucking Lemon, once again, I said this woman was homophobic, all right? So, some of the barbs came for me when I made my video on her, like, how is she homophobic? This ain't homophobic. You still think this isn't homophobic? Calling a gay man cocksucking? What does that have to do with anything? That's just so disgusting. Why would you say that?
In jail, he would never do that.
How dare you? I want that thug in jail, thug, for doing his job. She talks like a white supremacist. This is actually crazy. That thug, he would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. Oh my God, this is so sad.
To any other.
Isn't she an immigrant? Isn't she an immigrant herself?
Religion, lock him up. So for one, that was mad disrespectful because it comes off as homophobic.
It doesn't come off as, it is homophobic.
You guys already know this.
Hello.
Because why did she have to say that part?
Right.
Make it make sense. Nicki Minaj is just ridiculous because she surrounds herself with so many questionable people. So her being on this high moral horse is interesting to me. And I totally get why people are emotional about the broader situation in Minnesota. Tensions are high. There have been deadly incidents and many families families and communities feel like their voices aren't being heard. So of course they're going to protest. And from what I have seen, they went after the pastor of the church, okay? Because they feel as though he has some connection to ICE. Now, am I saying this is right?
She a whole ass
but I'm saying
immigrant.
if they
Girl,
feel
go
as
to
though
hell.
they're not being heard and they want to go directly to the pastor, I cannot be mad at that. Don Lemon was reporting the events, okay?
He responded. He said, "Shut up, pick me." All right, hold on. There's more to it. So the plot thickens. All right, there's more to the story. Let's proceed.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Coffee City. As you all know, Nicki Minaj went on Twitter and she was attacking Don Lemon because she did not agree with him doing his job, which was interviewing the protesters that went to the church where the pastor was an ICE agent or something like that. So she went ahead attacking him using some homophobic wording, and I told you guys that it was so unnecessary. Nicki Minaj is ridiculous. She's literally shrinking herself. This lady brought herself down so low, and it's embarrassing
Ruined
to
her
watch.
legacy.
Well, Don Lemon has responded, and in the words of IETV Network, it was a graceful drag, okay?
So people have been asking me about responding to Nicki Minaj's unhinged, homophobic tweet about me. I usually don't respond to this stuff, but let me just say this. Nicki Minaj, stop talking about shit for which you know nothing about. This is you're out of your depth, by the way, and you are a homophobic bigot. You don't care about African Americans. You're not an African American. From what I know, you are reportedly an undocumented citizen, so you should be deported under Donald Trump's rules.
Hello.
The other thing is that your family members, you have one family member who's reportedly a sex offender, the other family member, your husband or whatever, a sex offender is your husband, and one of them is reportedly a pedophile. Yes. And you have nerve to talk about me and what you think that I do? Nicki Minaj.
Get her.
Get a life.
Get something.
Stop being a pick-me. You should have put a pick-me doll on that damn tweet instead of a Chucky doll, because you are nothing but a pick-me. And I choose not to pick you. And so should black people and so should gay people. Should buy your music. Clock that.
Yikes, that's what
Get her.
Nicki has not responded. Please.
He ate that up. No lies were told. Listen, I've already said everything I need to say about Nicki. It's just really unfortunate seeing her going out sad like this. I don't understand how the Barbs can still support this. How can you be okay with all of this, of her spewing this homophobic rhetoric and just being a terrible person overall? Like, this is who y'all standing so hard for. I don't understand it, but sure, do you? Y'all want her to be y'all queen still? Sure. That's your business. But yeah, I've said everything I need to say about her. But yeah, this just further confirms the type of person that she is. This was really sad. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.